I think that opportunity can mess up expectations. That would be I guess we got there after a long-winded rant, but I think with opportunity comes the struggle to set proper expectations.
And I'm thinking, just keep investing in the right accounts. I was downstairs putting away the recycling, and I was like, just keep investing. Okay, I got a podcast. Podcasting, training, and coaching are my things. Those are the plans for me, for a career. Just keep investing in the right accounts. Just keep investing in the right accounts, because those are the accounts that I know will pay dividends forever.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1827, the word sacrifice hurts, but you got to do it. So we're kind of doing a part 2 to Sunday's episode on do you prioritize your goals or your lifestyle first? And the reason I wanted to do a part 2 is I was on a podcast right before this, and the host said they were struggling because they are struggling to prioritize things based on the limited amount of time that they have. And they said, and they didn't mean this in a derogatory manner, but they said, all you do is the podcast, right? And I said, no. And they explained kind of what they did, and they said, what does it look like? And I said, there's the podcast, and there's the production company, and there's a social media company, and I go on a bunch of other podcasts, and there's one-on-one coaching clients, and there's business meetings, and it's mayhem. It's absolute mayhem over here. And nice. The host said, well, what do you do to prioritize stuff? And I said, I think you have to have, and I said, this is my experience. This is what's worked for me. I think you have to have the understanding that if you are succeeding in health and wealth, your love is probably lagging behind. Going to what we were talking about before, about prioritizing your goals or your lifestyle first, it's kind of the same when it comes to health, wealth, and love. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but I don't know. I thought it would be valuable to dig deeper into it because it was, honestly, Alan, it was very hard for me to answer the person's question because my answer was, you have to prioritize your business less. You're single, this host was single, and you want to find a relationship, you have to find time, and the only way to find time is either to be more efficient in everything that you do, which you probably want to do anyway at some point, you want to increase that, but if you're spending 15 hours a day in your business, and you're sleeping for the other 9 hours, you have to take the time from one of those two places. That's the answer. There is no hack. I don't think there is any hack that I'm going to give you that's going to be beneficial. I said you have to pick, and then you have to take the time from that bucket, unfortunately. And I said, I'm blessed where I'm already married. So I'm not in the pool of dating trying to figure out, like, okay, what restaurant are we going to go to? What's the earliest I can get there? Rolling at 8:30.
Can you imagine?
Absolutely not. So I said, I'm privileged in that. I'm privileged in that, and that's kind of, I got lucky the way that all happened. But I said, I'm going to Vermont.
You don't actually believe you got lucky, though. You became the man who could attract.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the timing of it worked nicely.
Yeah.
And I mean that more than anything. The timing of it worked nicely because it would be really hard to cultivate a relationship right now.
Yeah.
From a seedling. I said, I'm going to Vermont with my wife this weekend. Here's the truth. That will hurt the business because I'm not working 12 hours every day or 12 hours on those days like I did when I was sitting in my office. Truth be told, it will be really good for my relationship. Yeah.
Nice.
It's an equation of how far is too far. If it's a grind season and you're not spending any time with your partner, then maybe there is a season coming where you spend a little bit more time than average with your partner. I don't know. That's up to you. If you're crushing it in business and your relationship is strong, but your fitness has taken a back seat, maybe that's for a season. But it's really hard to put 100% effort into all of them. It's really, 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 really challenging unless your life is designed around those three things.
It's metaphor time.
Let's see what you got.
My voice is going. Metaphor time. So I have this water. If you're on YouTube, you can see
water.
I have 16 ounces in this. 16 ounces of water. Let's imagine today I only have 16 ounces left in this bottle. And there's 3 plants in my office. There are no real plants in my office. There aren't. I think there's a fake one. Yeah. Okay, but let's imagine, hypothetically, there's 3 live plants in my office. One of them represents physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Personal development, self-improvement, me. Taking care of the asset, me, Alan. In this case, you, listening.
Collective you.
Number 2 is love. Friends, family, intimate relationship, clients, colleagues, associations, acquaintances, love. And then the 3rd plant is career, business, wealth. How much money you make, how you make your money, increasing, decreasing expenses, all that, finances. I only have 16 ounces of water today. Now, here's the cool part about the human condition. If I pour this all out today, and I put it all on the court, and I invest all of it in the right persons, places, things, and ideas, the right plants, I might have 17 ounces tomorrow.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah. And then 19 ounces next week, and then 24 ounces the week after. And the metaphor there is Kevin and I, in the beginning, did 1 episode a week, and it felt really hard at the time, which is laughable now, because we've done 21 in a week, and that felt really hard. But the version of us that did 1 a week could never have done 21 in a week. No chance.
I think we did 28 in a week.
Okay, we did 28 in a week. That's ridiculous.
It's a lot,
by the way. It's ridiculous. Thank you, listeners, for being with us on this ridiculous journey. Okay, so, but I also think we're really, really good at this. All right, so 16 ounces today. I have 16 ounces, and I got to make sure none of the plants die. But one of the plants, this metaphor is getting complex. One of the plants, I need fruit to eat tonight. And if I water the health plant more than the other plants, I'll get more fruit tonight to eat. Again, the metaphor really
it's falling apart in front of our
It's falling
eyes.
apart slowly. However, I think of myself as an investor. I told Kevin right before we hit record here, I said, we're doing a really good job of cranking the flywheel. What I mean by that is we're in momentum. Despite how challenging it is, despite things not being perfect, despite the fact that health, wealth, and love are hard to harmonize, we are really cranking. We're doing it. We're out here doing it. Doing the important things. We're focused. We're prioritized. We're getting better. We're improving. We're doing it. So I think all the time, and I say this to myself when no one's watching, I'm just behind the scenes in between sessions, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm doing whatever, and I'm thinking, just keep investing in the right accounts. I was downstairs putting away the recycling, and I was like, just keep investing. Okay, I got a podcast. Podcasting, training, and coaching are my things. Those are the plans for me, for career. Just keep investing in the right accounts. Just keep investing in the right accounts, because those are the accounts that I know will pay dividends forever. And for those of you who don't understand the financial analogy, if you don't, dividends mean it'll pay off forever. Being in shape and focusing on your health right now will pay off forever. Your future self will thank you. Investing in your marriage right now will pay off forever. Your future self will thank you, assuming that that's your person. Even if it's not, you'll learn and grow. Career-wise, same deal. Your career, statistically speaking, it has highs, lows, ebbs, and flows, but over time, it's supposed to improve. And that's why, statistically, the average 16-year-old makes a lot less money than the average 40-year-old.
It's hard because I know sacrifice is not it's potentially seems like a negative word. And whatever, you can call it whatever you want. Reallocation? What's the difference between sacrificing and reallocating? It's the same thing, kind of.
Yeah, very similar.
So maybe we just say that. Reallocation. It's reallocation of time. It's reallocation of energy. It's reallocation of focus. It's reallocation of just intentionality. But it is, yeah, it's going to require you to do something different. And I understand it sucks. I understand it.
Can I ask you why?
Never.
What is your take on this? Okay. I'm going to think of, there's someone that I know who I can tell, I'll keep it anonymous, I can tell doesn't have a good relationship with sacrificing. It's almost like they want to believe that they shouldn't have to.
Yeah. I think we all want to believe that.
I don't. So that I don't agree. I don't have that. Whatever that is. That's why I'm asking you. What is that about? And I'm not trying to come off as self-righteous here. I'm really not.
No.
Yeah, I actually want to understand.
Next Level Nation, what is happening? If you've thought to yourself, I want to try coaching, but you don't really know where to start, group coaching would be a wonderful place for you. That's really why we created it in the first place. We start a new round every 90 days. So if you're hearing this, go to the website, nextleveluniverse.com, and we have the landing page where you can actually hold your spot right now. Even if there's a group going on right now, you can still lock your spot for the next one. The biggest thing that we've seen is as we get closer and closer to the date, unfortunately, some people end up missing. The group fills up and they can't do it, and then they end up regretting that. So please head over to the website. The link will be in the show notes, and we would love to see you there. I think
it's the math part for me.
Probably.
But go ahead.
I think it is the exposure to so many people that seem successful that tell you it wasn't hard. I think it messes with your expectations. When people say what's different about NLU, we talk about the real stuff. I think that's all that's different.
As opposed to the fake stuff.
Well, no.
No, I know. Dude, seriously though.
There are some people as a podcast coach, you would think Kev wants everybody to start a podcast. I do not. I do not think starting a podcast is good for most people. In fact, but there are some people out there that would say, like, tell me why, if you're trying to make money as a podcast coach, tell me why it's so important for everybody to start a podcast. It effing isn't. It isn't.
Nice.
It isn't. Just like it's not great for everybody to start a business. Just like it's not great for everybody to run marathons. Like, why does it have to be great for everybody in order for me to value it? It doesn't. It's not real.
Yeah, that's so true. Well played.
I appreciate it. I just think it's that. The same reason why I feel out of shape, even though I can see my abs, but then I go on social media and everybody is like a comic book character. Like, I'm in really good shape, but not compared to these folks.
One of my clients is sponsoring a woman for his YouTube videos, and he sent me her Instagram. He's like, what do you think? You think she'll be good for me? I was, whoa. Yeah, absolutely. And I remember thinking, is that even real?
Where do you find someone that looks
Where do you find someone like that? He's like, that's the most attractive girl in my gym, and this is a big gym, and good for him. But I get it. It's the comparison thing is so.
I don't really follow, like, Gary Vee has a place in my heart for some of the stuff that he does. Like, sometimes I like his content. I think he's a little brash, but he wants to add value, and I respect that. I respect the fact that he is committed to adding value.
For sure.
100%. He did a post one time where it said, in the 70s, when you started something, you just expected it to be hard and to suck.
I know.
And then just over time, the internet makes it easier. We couldn't do this in the 70s unless we were on TV. And
do you remember when we watched his 1,000th wine library video?
His 1,000th or his first? 1,000th?
That was his 1,000th wine library.
Wasn't good.
No, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college, I had one of my friends and business partners for a short time said, oh, that's the wine guy. I had no idea who the hell Gary Vee was. The wine
Most
guy?
people didn't at that point.
I know. And Kevin and I, we went back to Joe Rogan's very first episode. How atrocious was that?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. It's very important, that perspective, but I am with Gary on that. And again, I wasn't around in the 70s. He was. I think about that all the time. I think it's important. It's so important to remember. I was watching an interview. It might have been a real. Jennifer Aniston said this, and I thought it was really valuable. I think it was when Matthew Perry passed away. And Jennifer Aniston said, I came up in this career when it was awesome to just have any work at all. She said, Friends was, I got lucky. I was just grateful to have any work at all. I think it's hard to keep that perspective in the 21st century. It's harder. The fact that you're on TV at all.
Yeah.
is wild.
You want to believe in the opportunity. I mean, that's the beauty of this whole thing, is there's so much opportunity. But that opportunity is a stretch. That's what makes it a meaningful goal. That's what makes it a goal. That's what makes it a challenge. I think it's so easy to lose sight of the fact that on social media, you are kind of only seeing the top 1% of people in their given fields.
Yeah.
Because that's quite literally how social media works. You only see the best of the best because that's the way the algorithm works.
That's what's trending. You only ever see what's trending, yeah.
Yeah, because it's social media's job to get you to watch more. So same on YouTube. YouTube, like, we're not quote-unquote successful enough on YouTube where we're getting promoted all the time. That's okay. Whatever. It is what it is. But eventually, when we are, everybody will think like, oh, these guys are so successful and they've been successful for so long. It's like, no, we just eventually crossed a chasm where YouTube was like, oh, people like this content. We're going to keep showing it to these people. And now it's going to be on your feed all the time. I think that opportunity can mess up expectations. That would be I guess we got there after a long-winded rant, but I think with opportunity comes the struggle to set proper expectations. Because when everything is an opportunity, your expectations can be all over the place. Why can't I work less and make more when all these people are telling me? Well, because here's the truth. They're not either. That's part of their brand. They're not either. Just like right now, I'm not super holistic. We were talking about how bad I'm struggling with my self-improvement. I'm still more holistic than I've ever, not that I've ever been.
Than I used to be.
Than I used to be, and I would say I'm far above average.
Yeah.
My level of holistic self-improvement and life and all that. But I'm not where I want to be right now. I'm struggling. I feel reinvigorated, if you can't tell by the energy on the last couple episodes. I'm ready to go. I'm back. We're good. But you know how many business, I told Alan this. This is weird as shit. And then we got to go because I have a client call right after this. Do you know how many times I have been brought in as a podcast coach to help somebody make money when their entire podcast is about teaching people how to make money and get clients and they don't have any? It is alarming how often that happens. Now, I'm not saying these people are doing anything wrong. Maybe they're early on. That's fine. But I get brought in to help them be successful in the thing that they're supposed to be helping other people be successful in.
Yeah.
That is a dangerous freaking game. A very, very dangerous game. Because what are they teaching you then? They're not teaching you based on what works. They're teaching you based on what they think works. And those are just drastically different things.
Yeah, I'm grateful you share that. It's important to understand.
I don't want anybody to think I'm a dingo, but that's the truth of it, right? That's the truth of it.
Dude, you're doing something the world needs, I think. Okay, I know you got to go 3 minutes. 2 minutes.
Well,
1 second.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 second.
I'm going to say 30 seconds. When I see any external success, I try really hard to look at the iceberg underneath it. Okay, fighters, it looks awesome on the pre-interview, but your brain damage potential, how many injuries they go through, there's so much that sucks underneath that iceberg.
Yeah.
I focus more on the sucky parts of everything. Football, it looks awesome, but it's terrible to get tackled by someone who's 300 pounds and to have your ankles nearly snap off and to feel like you're hurt all the time and CTE and the pressure of if you don't perform, you're immediately cut from the team. I mean, that, to me, there's an iceberg underneath everyone's success that you need to study in order to not delude yourself.
I would concur. All right, I do have to hop. I have an amazing client. Speaking of helping people, an amazing new client that's starting. It is our onboarding call after this. Group coaching starts on October 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alan has coaching slots open. I have podcast coaching and stuff and all that happy jazz. NextLevelUniverse.com has all the stuff you need to know. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. We're grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans. We have family. We'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out.